got a Swisher full of marijuana. I got a Swisher full of marijuana.
Let's go.
I swear to God, these niggas, they don't want it. I swear to God, these niggas, they don't want it. I got a Swisher full of marijuana. I got a Swisher full of marijuana.
Let's go.
I swear to God, these niggas, they don't want it. I swear to God, these niggas, they don't want it.
Yo, we here. Smoking gossip, man. We're in the building. You know what I'm saying? State of emergency. This is episode 68, I believe. Right, Doc? Yeah, 68, we here. My dog Spoiled, he'll be in the building in a few minutes, but I got my man Tory Lowe with me.
How you doing? God bless you, brother.
Absolutely, because y'all been acting a damn fool over these last 24 hours, so we just thought we dedicate this entire show. What's weird is he was supposed to be coming today anyway, but we didn't know it was going to be under these circumstances, you know what I'm saying? Right. So we just decided to dedicate today's entire show to, you know, the mishaps that's been happening in our city over the past couple weeks, but even, you know, more in the last 24 hours, you know what I'm saying? So it's a pleasure to have you here, my brother.
God bless you, brother. Like I said, it's up to us to really tell what's really going on, because sometimes when we watch the news, they get it in a fourth space where it probably might not be what's actually going on. We just getting a report, and then we basing our reaction from these reports. So absolutely, we need to have some more frontline narratives that's really going on that we can take and actually try to heal our community. We need to really shape the narratives that's out here. Yeah,
absolutely. So that's why you here today, because we're gonna do our own narrative on what's been going on in the city right here on Smoking Gossip. Y'all make sure y'all share this live. Make sure your people tune in. I'm going to have Doc pin the phone number, or Spoiled, or somebody pin the phone number at some point in time, so we'll take y'all calls today about what's been going on in the city, because I'm sure with the 6 events that just even happened yesterday, it's affected people in our
within the last 24 hours.
Hey, within the last 24 hours, it's affecting people in our fan base, affected people on our show. You know what I mean? So it's something that's touching the city right now, because it was so widespread. It wasn't in just in one central location. It was shit going down everywhere.
You know, it's all over the city. It's not isolated in one spot, because I say that the bottom fell out the city. And I think that when you have leadership that neglects, have a lot of neglect going on, a lot of the monies are not being allocated correctly for what really needs to happen. After time goes by, stuff like this starts to happen, like people, women and children. Anytime you're in an environment where women and children are dying,
thank you. Talk your shit.
That's a reflection of the leadership. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And they want to make you think that it's because of the community, but really, a good coach will take a good team to the Super Bowl in about 3 years, right? If it's a coach that suck, ain't gonna never win. You know what I mean? So I compare a lot of this to sports. You know, like if you want to win, you got to get the best people in place to provide the teachings, the things that's needed, the resources that's needed to get to the next level. And Milwaukee current leadership is one of the worst leaderships in the country.
Yeah, that was one of the questions I was asking. I brought it up like 2 weeks ago. Randomly, I seen Barrett on TV. I didn't even have my volume up on my TV, and I just was looking at him talking, and I'm like, how long this nigga been in office, man? You know what I'm saying?
16 years.
Yeah, so I brought it. You remember you wrote it in the comments that day because you happened to be tuning in, and you answered the question for me. Yeah, he been there 16 years. That's a lifetime.
Yep. And like I said, it's nothing personal.
No, it ain't. But change is change.
Change needs to come.
Yeah,
when things are not running right, you have to change it from the top.
Absolutely.
And not only Tom Barrett, but almost anybody that have been in office over 2 terms need to go. You know what I mean? Because why? Because it's nothing personal. It's just we can't have women and children and elderly people dying in the street just from driving their car down the street. That's a sign that we need to go in a different direction. It trickles down from the top. If the people in the top are not doing anything, it trickles into the mentality of the residents. You could take a bad sports team, keep the same players, and change the coach, and that team could be competing.
That's why they always talk about culture in sports. They always be like, the culture, got a winning culture in New England, or they got a winning culture in Green Bay, or they got a winning culture. You get what I'm saying? He's a player that Antonio Brown wanted to get away from wherever he was at to get to New England, where they got a winning culture. It's all about the culture.
It's all about the culture.
That's what I'm saying. And in a city where it's 40-50% black damn near, we affect the culture for real. You see what I'm saying? Like,
well, this is what I'm on the front lines and dealing with these issues, sometimes directly dealing with many of these issues. And what I see is that when I show up, I don't see the leadership actually actively involved in resolving these things. I see a lot of the brothers, myself, brothers like Von Mays, other brothers that's trying to get things done, trying to be a catalyst for change, but they're not getting funded. They're not getting the monies to actually be effective. You know what I mean? So we going broke fighting issues that's trickling down that will never stop unless we can get into a space where we can get monies allocated to make real huge changes as far as on the front lines, as far as dealing with these things directly. And, and a lot of these people take a hands-off approach to the issues in Milwaukee. They love to talk about it. Milwaukee make it look good and sound good. This is a place where you can make it look good and sound good and get fired here. But you don't have to really produce a result. Somebody put in the comments that people aren't being held accountable. You know what I'm saying? From the streets to the establishments or the higher ups. All right. From the criminals to the legislature. Nobody's being really held accountable for their actions. All right. Whenever you start seeing innocent lives being lost, that's a reflection on the whole administration. And what the administration will do is make it seem like it's the people's fault to deflect that. Right? Facts. You can, like the Cleveland Browns, like even though they was hyped up to win this year, right? They ain't doing so good. So now you see they blaming the quarterback, they blaming everybody pointing fingers. So, but what happens when this has been going on for several years without change? Exactly. What is the definition of insanity? Doing something repetitive over and over. And thinking you're going to get a different result. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. We keep electing the same people over and over because that's my guy. Because we ate pizza and soda together because we chilled out for a minute. He cool. All right, that's my brother. What's going on? How you doing, big bro? How you doing? You brought the Swisher? No. Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is we keep electing these people in office expecting to win, to do better. And I think it's time for that 2020 vision. In 2020, we need all new leadership in the city of Milwaukee. We need to go in a different direction.
Agreed. Shout out to my boy Spoilty in the building. I told y'all he was parking the car. He was coming in a few minutes.
What's up, Spoilty? This episode 67. This
68.
68. Yeah, 68.
I didn't even do the board because we pretty much know what the topic is today, so I didn't even do the board. You know what I mean? But we speaking on all the violence that's going on in the city, and especially the crazy 24 hours we just had. You know what I'm saying? So we got the homie Tory in the building. Oh yeah, we got the homie Tory in the building. You know what I'm saying? So, and we gonna speak on all of these things that's been going on. Somebody pin the number in the comments when y'all get a chance.
Barry definitely gotta go.
Yeah, definitely.
What up, Taylor?
What's good, CT?
Huh? 897-8067.
It starts in the household. We can't keep asking our oppressors to help us. We have to start ourselves.
All right, hold on.
Facts.
That's facts. I think when people when people say it starts in the house, it do. But you got to realize that Milwaukee broke the house up a long time ago. So it do start in the house, but a lot of people came here when Milwaukee was booming. And A.O. Smith generation was, you could get money from the warehouse. Welfare was good for many different reasons. But as they started taking away some of these resources and welfare became the main resource of getting, whatever, using the system, they told you if you get money from a man, he got to leave.
Yeah.
So right then we got a start of a broken families.
Right.
And many years later, we seeing the result of that. A lot of these, the single woman has had a household here in Milwaukee.
Facts.
So until we can get the man back in his right place, which is gonna take work.
It's gonna be a minute.
It's gonna take work to do that.
Dustin, big homie Tory looking like Wishbone in this bitch.
Shout out to
That's a compliment. Wishbone was dope.
Yeah, Wishbone was.
Shout out to the
dope.
homie D Shay.
That's Uncle Charles, y'all, ain't it?
Yeah.
Man, yeah, you do look like Wishbone in this motherfucker. Damn. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. We are at a state of emergency, and it starts with the politicians. It starts with the politicians. I mean, but politics don't work for black people. That's how we feel.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, pick your poison type shit. It's always a lose-lose with us. No matter who we get, ain't now one of them for us. They all gonna get a check.
What government? Fuck government. Niggas politic they selves.
Yeah,
Jay-Z
self-government.
said that 30 years
Self-government,
ago. I'm just saying, Jay-Z said that on a song 30 years ago, damn near. Like, what government? Fuck government. Niggas politic they selves. Like, and we don't respect government. You get what I'm saying? Like that shit. Because it's like what I say all the time about the narrative. It's not for us. Like even this election that's coming up, we were speaking on it. If we take it to the presidential shit. Like, nobody's speaking up for us, so you picking the lesser of two evils, pretty much.
Right.
Me and you sitting up debating Trump, or me and Spoil sitting up debating Trump is really stupid at the end of the day because even the motherfucker he going against ain't for us. Right. You see what I'm saying? So either way.
Well, I think we should start being independent. I think we should I think if we start our own independent.
We need our own
independent.
They got Republicans, they got Democrats, and they need blacks.
Yep. The African American delegation.
We need
something like that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like we select
there for our well-being.
Dude.
For our cause.
Just how everybody else there for their well-being.
Right.
We need somebody there to represent our shit, because ain't nobody there to represent us.
No.
There's always one of us pulling somebody else's coattail, like, mention this. Don't forget to tell them about this. No, we need to be that motherfucker saying, and we ain't got shit over here.
Well, the thing is, the streets need a voice. We need people from the streets to speak for the streets. The problem is we allow people who are afraid of the streets to speak for us. They don't even come through the blocks and they speaking for us. You know what I mean? We don't need that. We need to start getting people that's from the streets to actually have their own political party to get what we need to get done for our neighborhoods. And if we can do that, then we'll be in the game. We'll be in the game with that.
We need a political party here. Started from the bottom.
Yep. And if we do it, we gonna have rappers. Everybody, the streets gonna come different from what they looking like. It ain't gonna look like how people wearing suits and stuff like that. It's gonna cats gonna be wearing true religion. It's gonna be street, but it's gonna be political.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, at one point in time, you get to an age where you done running them and you start to care for them. Like, damn, okay, shit falling. Like, you know, like the streets is terrible now. Like, come on, I never seen so many kids dying in my life.
Women dying.
I never seen so many women dying in my life. I never seen so many car crashes that wasn't drunk driving related. You know, for real though. Yeah. This is, I mean, it's at an all-time high. I mean, I get it. It's a part of the culture. That's what they doing now. They shoot at will. They reckless. I get it. Mm-hmm. But what I don't get is how reckless you are with life. You know what I mean? Because life is like, okay, it's over after this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This shit over. Mm-hmm. You only get one. It's an egg. Once you crack this egg, that shit over.
That's true.
Once Humpty Dumpty fell off that motherfucking wall, if he was an egg,
they couldn't put him back there together.
He was done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know, when we say the city's in a state of emergency, we talking about on all fronts.
All fronts. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It's an SOS going on.
Hell yeah.
And it's not only just the killings, it's the education system. It's the way the economic system set up on the north side. It's the way that they dealing with us as a whole, as a whole culture. And I think it's time to hit the reset button on how we get down. Like, we got to go back to some of those strategies that worked in the earlier times. You know what I mean? We didn't forgot all of that. Yeah. Everybody else using our tactics to get what they want. But we saying that, you know, we don't want to march. We don't want to protest. Well, it's a lot of the LGBTQ community using a lot of those strategies to get what they want. Facts. You know, a lot of these other, different ideas are using
strategies that we use.
That we downplay now.
Yeah.
Right.
To get everything they want, So we got to. I say we got to get back to just building our streets up. And I always tell people, if you want to know what to do, get out and organize your block. Go down the street. Right. People want to get on Fox 6 News tomorrow. You feel me? Sometimes you don't need that publicity. Sometimes you got to go down the street and get this done.
Sometimes you got
to hit the block.
People, you got to get to the people first before you can even start trying to reach the outside of shit. Like I always somebody surpassed that. I always said, even us as black people, you know how motherfuckers always be like, we need to do this, we need to do that, and the white man need to do it. I always be like, no, nigga, we have to love each other. We have to fix this shit we got going on in-house first before we even start speaking to the outside the house situation.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's why it's so hard to fight the outside the house shit, because this shit in-house is fucked up.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is. I was always saying that, man, you got the system fighting against us and the cat down the street fighting against you.
And your brother.
And your family fighting against you. So when you kind of coming from a poor communities, you got so much hatred against you, and that ain't even including the system.
Type shit.
So it's like an all-around assault. So we got to start eliminating some of that by not being a part of the drama. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people love the drama. Where we from, people love the drama.
Right.
And sometimes you can make a positive comment and you won't get 2 likes. You mean if you make a positive comment, you may get 3 likes, you may get 4 likes. But if you talk about some baby daddy, baby mama, something crazy, it's gonna go nuts.
Yeah, I agree, G. He said the people have to want change. If not, resources won't matter.
Right.
Facts. And that's what I'm saying. It's also in this city, it's a stigma and a way of life that people think is so dope here. You know what I'm saying? That really ain't hitting on shit for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the mentality that I be speaking to a lot of times that needs to be changed. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is asinine to me. You know what I mean? Like, the whole murder, kill mentality. Like,
right.
What are you fighting for? You see what I'm saying? Like, at a certain point in time, you got to ask niggas, like, what you fighting for? You fighting over this block you don't own?
Right.
Like, what are you really fighting over? This shit ain't about your family, my nigga.
Yeah, the city.
You see what I'm saying?
The city that turned into old fools and young fools.
Yeah, it's a lot of
old
people. Ain't no age gap. Spoiled because it's just a mentality.
Yeah, because the young fools playing with the old fools and the old fools playing with the young fools. That situation on Center, that was an old man and a young dude.
Yep. Over cigarettes.
Is you serious?
Oh, Fifth. No, Fifth.
And I just got a call from the mom, and she said they was in custody.
I used to smoke cigarettes back in like 06. I ain't never wanted one that bad that I'm up pistol.
But what is a life really worth?
Exactly,
if you shoot
like,
over a cigarette, you know
but
what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. Like I
That's
done
crazy.
seen motherfuckers get it for less than that.
Get it for less than that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like some people just don't value life.
See the anger comes from
They don't know the value of it. They don't know what it's worth.
The
It's
anger
worth way
is
more than money.
The anger is displaced. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's one thing to be mad at the system, but you ain't supposed to shoot your brother because you mad at the system. You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's a product of the system that you feel like that you defeated and you can't
Right.
beat. So then you beat the motherfucker you can beat. You can't go shoot the system.
Right,
So I'll
right.
shoot dog then.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, because it's a misguided anger, a displaced anger. It don't got no leadership for real.
Right.
And then it's blowing off the leader like, oh, nigga, you a politic nigga. Fuck you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to Big Homie off the block. This how they would have handled it. You see what I'm saying?
And
So-
don't know big homie off the block is a snitch.
Yeah, or he might be a whole ass nigga, or he might
Right.
even be lying about 90% of the shit he telling
And,
you.
this is the thing I always want to tell people. Like, and I'm really adamant about this.
Facts, Tamika.
We should not condone foolishness.
No.
Yeah.
And what people out here doing is they condoning the foolishness
People are making a living off foolishness.
until it happened to their family.
Yeah.
And then when it happened to their family, that's when they want to come get somebody like me or, this happened to my family member. But if you stroll down their timeline on Facebook,
They was with
all the madness
bullshit, yeah.
until it really came to their doorstep. You know what I mean? And a lot of people need to stop condoning or stop participating in some of this behavior because it makes people think it's cool if they can get it, if these hot or bad chicks or whatever is going with this type of behavior. You
Yeah,
know
that's
what I mean?
Tory Big Rick.
Yeah.
Tory checking in from California. I mean, Big Rick checking in from
I
California.
agree 100%.
Blessings,
with what
brother.
you said. I agree with
You absolutely
100%.
right. Jasmine said in the comments, a lot of these people have mental health issues
Yes,
as well, and they aren't getting any type of treatment. That's a fact.
But they use the street drugs.
And
Yep.
they use the street drugs. Yeah.
Self-diagnosed.
Street
Yeah,
drugs.
yeah.
They self-medicate.
And another thing is, a lot of our houses on the north side of old houses, they got mold, mold in the houses.
Do you
black
think
mold,
the lead got something to do with the shit
lead.
too?
Oh man, the health department getting a whole investigation because of the lead. If it wasn't a big deal, why is
Why
this
is it
going
going
on,
on?
right?
Exactly.
So, but in our community, lead is something you can't see.
Right.
And these kids is coming home drinking out the faucet without understanding that it's chemicals coming through the faucet due to the lead laterals. And this is going to be a huge issue for Tom Barry when this election come up. This lead issue. And we don't see the lead. If we don't see it, we don't know about it, right? This is an invisible thing going on, right? So we going through this and we don't understand that a lot of these people are lead poisoned. How do you pull out a whole shotgun at the courthouse? How do you try to shoot somebody at the courthouse with the shotgun? No,
I was trying to understand that situation too.
Me
Like,
too.
was it a clout chase? Was it to say, nigga, I'll do this down here, or you know what I mean?
but you do though.
Yeah, but some niggas will throw it away.
Wait.
That's the scary part about it. These niggas will throw it away.
From
Not
my
all,
understanding, they
but
was
some
arguing
of 'em
in the
will.
courtroom.
Some of them will throw it away for bullshit. That was bullshit.
Man,
That was bullshit. That was worth nothing. It don't hold no weight in life.
At all.
You cannot tell nobody that you in here because you got into it with a nigga at the child support building.
and look, he trying to see what's going on with his kids.
Oh my God. Social media, reality TV, all this other unrealistic shit has tainted the minds of people who they praise all the wrong shit, and the big homie ain't leading by example.
So
We shit all fucked up. We need more mentors, more doing, less talking, period.
So us being,
I agree.
Most of us
Big
being
facts.
adults and being parents and having teenage kids and kids as young adults or whatever. Is it our fault that we let TV raise the kids?
Man,
Because
interesting.
I grew up in a household where I'm a media kid. You get what I'm saying? Computer geek kid. I was one of those kids. Books, media, computer shit, science fiction. I was into all of that shit as a kid. My mom made me understand that shit ain't real. This is reality. Like, if you not doing that with your child and you just putting these things in front of them, this could be the result of that. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like, and at the end of the day, with me being an adult, somebody who's raising a child, there has to be some accountability taken in some of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Not to like fault ourselves or downplay ourselves, but figure out what are we gonna do, because it's on us. You get what I'm saying? There's nobody who's gonna come save us. There's nobody who's responsible for us. We're responsible right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like where my angle is on the shit. Like, I'm tired of the finger pointing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's that gonna do for real? It has to be some accountability taken. I say this all the time when we get on these type of topics. Like, accountability. Right. Like, if you want to hold the cop by his foot for killing people, we got to hold niggas in the ghetto by their foot for doing that type of shit too.
Look, I've been holding cats by the foot.
Yeah, you have.
But see, this is what they try to play me. Oh, this nigga working with the police. I said, I don't have to work with the police. Check us out. When a crime happened.
They said you working with the police?
Yeah.
You the nervous man. Y'all pat this nigga down.
No, but listen. No. All right, look. You know how many officers I
Tory 12.
The police don't even like seeing me come.
Yeah, I bet
I must be super. I must be a super snitch.
Straight up.
All right, so check this out. Let's get serious right quick. When a situation take place, a family is assigned a detective. Y'all know this, right? So we should work with the family to get this fool off the street and let the mother deal with the detective.
If that's your job, that's your job.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna do their job.
You're not.
But what I'm saying is, if a little girl gets shot,
you supposed to do.
We supposed to do as a community.
We're supposed
absolutely.
to come together
and come together as a community
and expose the truth.
And then let the mother give the information to whoever she need to give it to, right? Or let the daddy, like if something happened in your family, I'm gonna work with you. And you can disseminate the information to who needs to have it, right?
Right.
So you don't have to deal with them. You don't have to never see them. That's what I'm telling cats. But at the end of the day, I don't claim to be a gangster.
Yeah.
So, and I wasn't with you when you did the bullshit. So ain't no way. Only how you can be a snitch is if us three got together and robbed the place, I get caught and I tell on both of y'all.
Yeah.
I don't let fucking shit-stained ideas run my life. Gang culture is a shit-stained idea to me because the government funded that. The government funded drug dealing. That's all funded by the government. So to me, you working for the government if you really in that space.
Yeah.
Because they polluted the environment with that. They did that.
Hell yeah.
So if you really know how this stuff got in the community, you would know that they did it.
Oh, we say it every day.
And you an agent of that.
Ain't no nigga capable of flooding the world like that.
Man, no.
They just flooded. It's a whole wave. It's an epidemic. Anytime it's an epidemic, they did it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Drugs, shit, crank and meth and shit ain't hit the ghetto.
Yeah.
You know
That's true.
It ain't gonna hit the ghetto. It wasn't powerful enough. Niggas ain't fucking with that.
Sure wasn't.
They thought they was gonna get niggas with the heroin shit. Oh, we put the heroin back out there, them niggas going.
Yeah.
No, the wrong people picked it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Them kids picked it up. Them white kids picked it up.
And when it started getting in
You know
their
what I
head,
mean?
Yeah.
For real. That's man. That shit ain't no niggas saying, man, we for the flood. Just motherfucker with heroin.
how we gonna get to? We don't own
We
these
was-
ships or nothing.
We was content with them straight up with the
Yeah,
regular
yeah,
hustling.
yeah.
That shit died down in the 70s. The only where that shit was popping was in Chicago. You know what I mean? And it was certain places, don't get me wrong. It was always around.
It's always around.
But it's an epidemic now. So that shit everywhere. And the only motherfucker capable of doing that is who?
It's the
US
government.
Hell
All right, so
yeah.
check this out. In our community, let's say 150 people get shot and die. It's 365 white people dying too. They're gonna highlight our 150 people that died from violence, but they're not gonna highlight the 365 white children that died from overdose. Right?
Well, see, that's kind of my narrative with this shit is that's their culture.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They are murderers and shit. That's what they do. They kill each other. They're called. No, seriously. That's where they come from.
Speak.
Like, that's what they do. They go pillage other countries. That's American culture. You know what I'm saying? Kill a motherfucker, John Wayne, shoot a motherfucker. That's American culture when you think about it.
Right.
That's not our culture.
No.
You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
we got so ingratiated and wrapped up in
We
what
didn't
they
know our
about.
culture.
Exactly. That we took on masses culture. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. We run around here celebrating Christmas and shit.
And shit, exactly.
For real though.
Nah, for
But that's
real.
a whole nother story.
That is on us.
But it also leads to the problem.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We live in the most segregated city damn near in America. So that leads to the problems that are happening on the north side. That leads to why the narrative is you won't see the 369 murders. Like Stephen Avery, when that Making the Murderer shit happened, I watched the news. I never saw that on the news.
Right.
If it wasn't for Netflix, I'd have never known nothing about that story.
Right.
But I know about every murder that happened on the north side. See what I'm saying? But that's because they control the narrative. Netflix took their own narrative and created that Stephen Avery story. They didn't give a fuck about how Manitowoc looked to the rest of the state. They like, we finna expose y'all dirty police officers.
Right.
To the point where y'all did it to one of y'all own. They ain't even no niggas up here. Y'all just did it to a poor white family instead. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because y'all hated him and his people and shit. Right. See what I'm saying? And it's the same thing here. It's no different. It's the same narrative. And then we hate each other because you're trying to emulate their culture.
Plus, the demonization of African-American men have been going on since the beginning of time. They want people to fear us because they know the truth about us more than anybody. They know they up in our King Tut. Who dug that up? Who digging up all these tombs? Yeah. Who going over there to these pyramids? All right, I was telling somebody about the Bible, right? So the Bible was made in Africa, Egypt, right? Most of that stuff was in Egypt. Why they don't talk about pyramids? There's nothing in the Bible outright. Why they no pyramids in the Bible? I'm just saying, like, Western culture.
I say that all the time.
Western culture. I'm just talking.
But I feel
I'm just talking story. And whoever controls the narrative get to tell the story, right?
Yeah.
So only reason I'm able to live in the space I live in because I control the narrative. I don't let nobody control the narrative.
Yeah,
I tell it. They gave us social media, which is a platform that was able to give us access to over 1 billion people.
And they fucked a lot of beliefs up.
And so we can set our narratives just like they can set their narrative.
Yep. To me, it evens the playing field, and that's why they want to put some censorship on it. But then you can't because constitutionally, y'all put freedom of speech out here. So you can't you know what I'm saying? But talk too much shit on this motherfucker, they'll shut you down.
Sure will.
You know what I'm saying?
If you
this
say the
live
wrong thing,
down, we get too reckless on here. This motherfucker.
Look, I've been censored. I've been censoring myself on this. I've been censored this whole time. Trust me, I ain't saying what I really want to say because sometimes you shouldn't let people understand how much you know because then they'll come with the right force to stop it.
Well, see, the plan is to bleed shit dry.
I know how strong and powerful they are.
So the plan is to bleed shit dry,
right,
and then come through with gentrification.
Right.
So now we're in like the middle process because they're about to go into heavy overdrive of their gentrification for this DNC convention that's coming.
That's true.
So they finna gentrify the whole north side within like the next 16 months. That motherfucker won't even look the same. It'll be Starbucks on 3rd and Keefe and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? They finna come through. Like I seen some shit the other day where they was buying the buildings, like all of that shit. Like it's about to go into full effect. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. They bleed the system dry. They take shit out the school system.
Make it
cut
real
off the
bad.
welfare shit. They do all of this shit. They make it horrible.
So people can evacuate.
Exactly.
Or they can buy them out.
Businesses leave the communities and shit like that. So then they can come through with the yoga joint. And
that's why
you know what I mean?
That's why shit's starting to die around this motherfucker.
Exactly.
Shit looking terrible.
But all the good people are starting to create an exodus toward Texas and Atlanta. Most of the decent people have left Milwaukee. It's still some really good people here, but the majority of people that if they can, they'll go down south. A lot of people migrating back down south. A lot of us came up here from down south, from the jobs and stuff like that. My family came from Mississippi.
All our, all our people, mine came from Georgia.
So they on their way back. Like, do we got some relatives down there or something?
Right.
And now we're left with a lot of, that's why you're starting to see a lot of people just going nuts because they don't understand the effects of lead poisoning. They don't understand the effects of economics, where in our community, you don't see a lot of black businesses lined up all over the place. You see different cultures selling us food, selling us clothing. Like you see certain brothers in certain spaces, but if you look at the overall dynamics of the north side, which is a primarily black community, you see more different nationalities selling us food, clothing, and goods. But if you go on the south side where the Hispanics are, they won't even support you if you ain't from their culture like that.
Facts.
Like I think about that like when you be over there, like ain't no Arab gas stations on the south side.
Yes, it is.
It is. It's Arab gas stations on the south side. Oh, they over there too.
Now the Arab gas stations are everywhere in the country. Everywhere.
Because I was just asking because I went to a Spanish gas station. I was over there the other day and it was some Spanish motherfuckers running that gas station. I was like, damn, this kind of dope. I was like, they don't play over here. I think that was like 35th and Lincoln.
What does construction of
Yeah, we
pyramids
stopped at 35th. That 35th and Lincoln one is Spanish. By the toll lot, that one's Spanish.
No, because no, that's like arguing.
Okay.
No, he ready.
Who?
All right, so check this out. All right, look, not to get too far off the subject, but when you talking about aggregating dollars, they say our money comes in and goes as fast as we get it. We don't circulate our monies in our community to make us rich.
Right.
And a lot of the other cultures come here to get rich. Like they break even in their neighborhoods, but they come here to get that rich, get to send their kids to college. Yeah. We sending a lot of different cultures, families to college and stuff like that. We're giving them the wealth because we're not circulating our dollars within our community. Right. But if you go into their community, they're doing this. The Jewish community, the Hispanic community, the Indian community. So, I mean, the Native American community and the LGBT community even circulating the dollars within their culture.
All cultures do it. The Italians, the Muslims, the Africans, everybody but the American niggas.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, the truth is, we're not doing basic. We're not doing basic things. It's not rocket science. That's the only way. We just not doing it.
That's the only way to get in. Is if you got to go to church.
Well, you know,
is the church pooling their money?
Man, everywhere.
Look, to me, it seems like
industry is about to boom in Wisconsin. People.
I ain't finna even talk to you. We got to have a whole different show on this.
Right. We got the farmland.
We can talk about that, and we gonna need another hour to do that. You feel me? Right now, we got the state of emergency.
Yeah, you know. Right. I'm just saying.
It's a whole different state of emergency.
We got homie Vaughn Mays checking in. He said this is where they've been reading the comments from.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
The live. I guess he was on somebody's watch party. He was on your watch party.
Okay. He was on my watch party because I put a watch party up here. Shout out to the homie Vaughn Mays.
Buy land. Peace. Shout out to the homie Tory. Salute.
Yeah, we was just at a Stop the Violence March, the Burleigh Street March. And the thing is with me is sometimes you gotta, our people only recognize certain things like marching, protesting, to bring awareness. And that's all marching and protesting is to bring awareness to a problem. But there's a whole section of getting things done that's missing.
Right.
So a lot of people don't understand that if I don't have a money to put up a billboard, this protest is the billboard. Right? That's all protesting is. Protesting is just a billboard or advertisement to say it's a problem here, right? Now you got to get in there and make the work, get the real work in, go door to door, organize, structure the community for the cause to go after it, right? But we don't do that. We so afraid of the neighbors down the street. We done shot at the neighbors down the street. So when something bad happens, we can't even get together to really make a difference. So I think we need to really start, if you really want to help, and everybody, what can I do to help? Go to your neighborhood, go to your neighbors and organize your neighbors. What's so hard about that?
Right.
Everybody want to be on the big stage, but they don't want to start on the little stage. The little stage is 13 houses on both sides. It's probably 13 houses on both sides, and that's a full street. And if you don't know all those people and you're not communicating with all those people, you're not ready to be a leader. You're not.
Facts.
This is where your kids stay. This is where your family live at. And you don't know who on this block. You ain't organizing that block, but you want to be a leader?
We apologize to everybody that's tuning in from Tory's watch party. Me and Spoil wasn't being bougie with what comments we was reading. We couldn't see y'all comments from his watch party.
We got 7 minutes left in the show. Y'all late as hell.
He didn't tell us. But they've been watching on his watch party, but we couldn't read the comments. They was wondering why we wasn't reading they shit, and we was just responding to certain people. If you just tuning in, please share that shit. This the State of Emergency episode 68, Smoking Gossip. Got Tory Lowe in the building. I'm Scales. It's my man Spoiled at the end of the table.
Yes, sir.
A lot of respect for these young men.
We just speaking on this shit that's happening in the city, man. You know, we could blow it off and act like we don't give a fuck, but we do because it affects our community. It affects our families. It affects us. You know what I'm saying? We a part of this city, and we a part of the ghetto. So this shit affects us.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? So,
especially when you can't drive down the street. Like, you know it's ridiculous when you getting shot driving down the street. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You trying to get from A to B, and this go down on you. You know, that's huge. That should sound an alarm to that's everybody.
It is.
Yeah, that should. And then they still pushing these narratives. These people that work for the city talk about the streets is safe. You know, the streets is safer than it used to be.
Where they at?
Yeah, where you living there, if you spending a lot of money on fixing the downtown and asking for $50 million for a trolley, but you ain't asking for $50 million to remove the lead pipes out of the schools. It's over 165 schools that got lead pipes coming in the schools, going through the bubblers. And these kids been drinking some of this water since they was in kindergarten.
I'm going to hit you, Von.
You feel me?
Yeah, I definitely feel you.
I'm going to hit you, Von. No bullshit.
Man, that's a crazy situation when you think about that shit, man.
Think about it. If you send your kid to school and she start in kindergarten and the school go up to the 8th grade and they got lead pipes in the school and you sitting there every day, where's she getting her water from?
She there 8 hours of the day. She got that motherfucker.
Okay, so then you wonder, why is it a huge change from when she started as a kid? Like, man, she was wanting to go to school to about the time she hit the 8th grade, and she ain't even thinking about school no more. Why? Because she could be lead poisoned.
Right.
I don't know no kid that start out in kindergarten to say that they want to be a dropout. Everybody got big dreams. Why in our communities, every year go by, they get less, the dreams get less and less and less. The graduation rate is it go from a huge class to, when it's time to graduate, a small class in high school. Mm-hmm. How did that happen? You telling me all these kids don't want to learn?
Right.
You telling me nobody naturally wants to fail. That's a chemical reaction. That's not a natural reaction. So we gotta understand that it's people. The federal government should be in Milwaukee right now. The federal government should be right here in Milwaukee right now, going through all of this lead poisoning that's going on in these houses, in these daycares, in these schools. Just off the lead poison alone, because lead poison is associated with lack of comprehension. It's associated with people being violent. And if you look at the results of different cultures and lead and look at Milwaukee, it match. Mm-hmm. It's identical. And we up there wondering, we acting like we don't know what's going on.
Damn. Do you know the percentage of lead poisoning?
I saw from the WIC office, it was like since 2014, Flint, Michigan had 6 point.
Damn.
We almost had double the kids than Flint, Michigan. Like we got like 8.4 and they got like 4.6 or something like that. Like this is very serious stuff. So why do you think people is just shooting? All right, there was a guy that was on 10th and Burleigh, and the female said that he looked at her butt.
Yeah, that's my nephew.
Right?
That was my nephew that got killed.
And then he shot him because she said that.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Who does that?
Exactly.
Who does that? Like, who runs in a bank with no mask on? Who goes in the gas station and rob a gas station with no mask on?
A nigga who mean it.
A nigga who lead poison.
On top of some other shit.
Hell yeah, all pills.
Yeah.
Then another problem is, all right, for a normal student in high school, it's about 7,000. But if they put them in alternative classes, they almost get double.
Yeah.
So 80% of NPS is alternative.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they getting more money, and then
No, sweet. He said he started off the show saying this shit starts at home.
Yeah.
That we established that earlier in the show. She probably tuned in. Like, keep going.
Okay, so check this out. So this kid get on some medicine. So when he get 18, they take him off the medicine because they don't got no more insurance. A lot of this stuff run out when you turn, 18? Mm-hmm. Then you out here, hooked. Hooked on drugs.
Right.
Wow.
Man.
What you think finna happen?
Damn, I never even thought about it like that.
Right.
A lot of these benefits cut off at 18. Unless it's real bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got some of these kids who get cut off at 18. No, they got to get out here, been on drugs their whole time, and now they got to survive and be a man. I'm just saying.
Damn. Woo, it's hard out here. I don't know what, like, they plan is for it, but
good, sweet.
Huh?
No, go ahead. Sweet.
Like, I don't know what their plan is for it, but they ain't focused on none of that shit. They taking money away from school, so I think the pipes is like the bottom of the list. You know what I mean?
Facts.
For real. Like the
high school to jail
portions,
pipeline.
The portions of lunch done got smaller.
Man, man, a lot of kids running out of school because the lunch ain't right.
Yeah, so I mean, man, it was a great show today, man. It was great having you here. I'm sorry I was late and I couldn't chop it up the first. Huh? Are we gonna do 10 extra minutes? Oh shit, we got 10 extra minutes. We got time to let Tori go.
Yeah.
And let us know about what else you got going on.
Let us know about the Tyrese West.
It's an issue going on in Racine where a young man, Tyrese West, he was shot to explain a false narrative that this officer made up. Now, this officer had everything he needed to have to resolve this issue. This officer had body camera, he had the squad guard camera, he had the K9, a taser, and everything, and none of it worked. But the end result is an execution to the head, 2 times to the head, a double tap. And you saying that you are feared for your life, but this was from a bike stop with no headlight. What would be the motive for me to injure a cop over me getting pulled over with a bike with no headlights? This is not a carjacking. It's not a bank robbery. This is not a drug deal. This is
bank
just
with no headlights.
This is over a bike.
Headlights.
This boy got
a bike with no headlights.
Lost his life over a bike with no headlights. And this officer trying to make you believe that this young boy was a threat to his life. What would be his motivation to harm the cop? That's only like, if at worst, a few weeks in jail.
Well, to me, right, it sounded a lot like Trayvon and George Zimmerman. Like when people was questioning, like, what did he do? I'm even putting myself in that situation. If I'm scared and I'm grabbed the wrong way, reflexes is gonna make me jerk away or react a certain type of way to you, where I'm not gonna be with the shit that you own at that present moment. And if you got a gun on you and I don't,
Right.
I'm cooked just off a natural reaction. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, if I'm fearing for my life, I'm not gonna be submissive. I'm gonna fight for it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's anybody. That's human nature. Anybody's
All right.
gonna do that.
How you scared for your life and you the aggressor?
No, I'm talking about
I'm
the kid.
talking about the cop, the person that end up saying that they scared.
Scared, yeah, no,
But
fuck
hold
him.
on, but-
No call for backup. No call for
hold
backup.
on,
Nothing.
But my whole point is, what type of officer sweats a bike for no light?
Exactly. To the point where you had to be touching all on it.
Well, he got a bad pass. He got some stuff in circuit court where he's being accused of unlawful behavior. So.
What the fuck is the pettiest nigga in the world award not awarded to this man for?
Wow.
That's worse than jaywalking.
Look, that's how I'm
On
not
a bike?
on my mama.
Yeah.
If I don't got a light on my bike, the police can pull me over. They can stop me at night.
Bro.
Are you serious?
White people should be mad that he wasted.
Don't I got reflectors on this motherfucker?
White people in Pleasant Prairie should be mad
You
that
got
he
lights,
wasting
you
their
see
tax money doing that shit. If I was a taxpayer down there, I'd be pissed that he wasting my tax money doing shit like
Then
that.
they said he had a gun, threw the gun with 2 hands, right? But no fingerprints on it. No DNA, no fingerprints on the gun.
So that was planted, pretty much.
No fingerprints, no nothing on the gun.
No DNA, no nothing.
Hey, man, listen. I'm going to just tell you like this, because this is one thing I do know, man. The police can do whatever the fuck they want to do. Don't believe them little videos telling you ain't got to let the window down and all that shit slot. Man, they going to bust the window.
Hell yeah.
They going to break the car door and bust the window. They going to do what they got to do.
They gonna do whatever they got to do.
They going to do whatever they want to do, man. That's the police. It's the coldest gang out there. I'm just telling you.
Plus,
Motherfuckers do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Plus, they wonder why black men run from police. Because they don't want to be the next dead black person. You know, I always tell, if you go back to Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, Eric Garner, in the last 10 years, all this new generation I've ever seen was people getting killed by the police. So when the police pull up on them, it's a natural fear like, I don't want to be this next person to die. So a lot of people like they shouldn't have ran, but some of these young men is they generation, all they see is police killing they peers.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see that. It wasn't a lot of internet going on. It wasn't a lot of we heard about it,
but you didn't
but
see
we
it.
didn't see it. People was explaining to us like this police did this to me, this police did that to me. But now you get to see the video and the whole thing with the body laying on the ground, and this has been going on at a high level for at least 10 years.
Right.
So this new generation, 10 years ago, if you 18 now or 19 now, your whole life, this is all you done seen. So they gonna run. And people like, he shouldn't have ran. And the way he should have ran.
Yep.
Right. He might have died anyway at the hands of you.
Right.
Yeah.
They was just trying to get help. They was just trying to get
Home
safe. But they scared. The police are right down. They scared, playing a gun or say it was a
Even
gun.
if they got a gun on them.
And
If
try
they
to
got a
justify
gun
it.
on them, they are definitely scared. I got a gun, I'm definitely going to get shot.
Plus, what black person do y'all know? Honestly, I'm going to take a quiz. What black person go out and say they're going to kill a cop?
Never.
Black people don't shoot police. We don't do that. We know it ain't no coming
Black
back
people
from that.
shoot black people.
Black people shoot black people.
Absolutely.
We
They ain't shooting no cops.
black people don't shoot cops. It's the truth. All that about black people trying to shoot a cop is bullshit.
Officers with complaints of violence and misconduct. You get a certain amount of them, you automatically fire type shit. If you feel you need to run, it was a reason. And when they get shot, we see why they ran. What the fuck do motherfuckers not get about that? I just said that. Feels like they were going to die either way.
They feel like it was a lady. It was a woman that got pulled over. Cop pulled over at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Shot like crazy.
She almost had a heart attack in the car at the light because the cop pulled her over at 1 o'clock in the morning. She was scared. She called me after cop left. She called me and said, "Tori, I was scared for my life, crying." I said, "Where you at?" She was just coming off of Capitol, and this is a woman. She thought that cop was gonna kill her. And this is an older woman. She was like 56. She had an asthma attack. Because the cops got behind her at night. So they want us to trust these police officers and all this, when this is the thing that a real fact that we dealing with is the natural fear.
Like he said, like Seville, niggas trying to get away and get rid of the evidence rather than get caught with a gun or drugs. Yeah. We don't be on that shootout shit like that.
We running to dump that.
We don't practice shooting police. I don't know. I could be in a room full of the hardest cats.
What can we do?
And none of them ain't gonna shoot no cop.
What can we do other than just pray and be sad? That's the biggest question.
Organize the block.
Yeah, that's the biggest question.
Organize the block. That's what you can do. It's simple. Go outside, knock on the doors, get to know your neighbors. If you could get 1 block organized, 3 blocks gonna organize behind that. And those 3 blocks gonna turn into 10 blocks. And the number's gonna jump. Because if you get to 10, it's gonna go to 20. You gotta just start on your own block and watch how that spread. We waiting for people to come and say, "Hey, let's organize." We scared.
Yeah,
exactly.
But everybody's acting like they don't. When it comes to the north side, they act like they don't know what to do. But then they go to Franklin and they got a ski loft. Like they ain't even worried about none of this. You feel me? But they always act like they don't know what to do. That's BS. They know what to do. They just want us to be out here acting like we don't know what to do. It's people that don't even live in violence. If you walk an hour away from Milwaukee, it's some people that don't even live in this.
Yeah, yep. That don't even know none of this shit exists.
They don't even know this is even going on.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
But they acted like they don't know what to do. They know what to do. It's just a lot of profit and brokenness. It's $1 billion. The North Side is worth $1 billion in social work.
She said black people be so ignorant. You go to a person's door, they gonna go crazy.
No. I can tell you some strategies on how to deal with black people. I cleaned up 60 blocks when I first came home. Now, I don't know nobody that don't want their yard clean, you feel me? Like, I started, man, you know how many white owls? Like, I know what we purchased. Because I cleaned, I know I can't meet up. I can't run up to you and say I'm cool because there ain't no trust there. Yeah. But if I clean your yard up, they gonna be like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? You did on next time I see him, we buddies. It took me like 60 neighborhoods before I really got active. And this was back in 2010, 2011. I took 2 years to clean up so many blocks because I knew black people don't trust nobody, so I had to offer some type of service for them to even get to know who I was, right? People want to say they want to do what I'm doing. I said, go clean up somebody's neighborhood, clean up a neighborhood.
Right.
Watch and see how much respect you get after you go and do that. Then they're going to respect you as a leader. Because change already, some of these people ain't never seen their neighborhood clean. Some of these kids ain't never seen their neighborhood clean. So when you clean that block, you made change right there. Yeah. So now you come back in with a plan, who they going to go with?
Yeah, they're going to go with the man.
Because you put the effort in to say, I can make some changes. And it start with just, even when you clean your house, you don't want nobody mess up nothing. You clean your house and somebody come in there and mess it up, you going to be, and once you teach a person to clean their neighborhood up, they're going to feel responsible for their neighborhood.
She said, let the teens do that one.
Let the who?
Let the teens do that one.
Yeah, let the teens do. But anyway it go, you teaching them pride in their neighborhood. So then, now you come back with a plan, guess what they doing? They running with you.
Man, some heavy shit, man.
Man.
Very heavy.
Very, very, very heavy, man. You do a lot for the city, man. You do a lot for the city, man.
I like the joke you made about what you say.
The walker.
You know what you said.
The walker.
You that joke. You said something there with that whole thing. I was cracking up, man. That stuff was so funny, man. But I understand it. You feel me?
Yeah.
What you say?
I can't remember.
You said if you walked, you something for the coochie or something. There was, you walked to 100 miles to Chicago for the coochie or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
That was that whole challenge thing. Man, I cried. I died laughing.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when I walked to Chicago, a lot of people don't understand is that I built a bridge between Milwaukee and Chicago. My Chicago family is deep at this point. But that's why you got to give something to get something. Everybody want that respect, but they don't want to do the effort to make that happen. My Chicago family tight.
Let us handle the shit y'all don't want to do. Rather than complain about why you don't want to do it or why it ain't a good idea to you. Yeah, well, I understand it.
You feel me?
Yeah, sir.
You can't just go around and make people, like an MC, like if you're a rapper. Some rappers just come on stage with the whole song going.
Yeah.
And they ain't introduce themselves or nothing. Didn't say their name, didn't say, hey, what's up, try to get the crowd involved. They just came out yelling, and then they wonder why they ain't got no fans.
Right.
Nobody don't like you like that. But if checks out. But let's say you go down the neighborhood, shake them. Let's say you finna open up a business. And a year before you open up that business, you go around to everybody in that block and shake their hand before you get it open. By the time you get it open, what you think finna happen? They gonna be like, I remember when you told me you was gonna open that store.
Yeah.
They gonna be your most loyalist customer because you got them before. You got them beforehand. Mm-hmm. You got to know that you got to go and get people. How you think these corrupt politicians get elected? They knock on doors all month, making false promises. Then it was election time. He came to my house. I'm going to vote for him. And they ain't going to do nothing. And every year, Milwaukee politicians go around right around this time, a year before election, you're going to see everybody out, everybody on the news, everybody up at any killing. Anything that's going on, you're going to see these politicians out here. Why? Because they need the camera time and they need to knock on these doors to get reelected. Then you ain't going to see them for another 4 years. To this time again. This has been going on in Milwaukee forever.
Yeah, big facts. Big facts.
We got to cut that off. We got to say no more. We need new elected officials. That's 2020 vision.
I mean, like, even in this city, like, we can't start like a black council or nothing.
Man, they started, but they started by people working for the city.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you can't go. If it ain't the streets,
that be my disconnect with the people. Like, I support all the young black brothers and sisters that's downtown trying to, do their thing because they from our culture. You know what I mean? I know a lot of them. But my thing is with that shit is like, it has to be a connection. You get what I'm saying? It seems like they be doing shit, but then it be like a disconnect from the people that you really doing the shit for. Right. Like, for example, at my job today, a lady brought up a good point where they always go hide the kids when people come through. But the kids is how we get all our funding and how we get paid. So why are you hiding the kids? Why are you not showing the kids off to the people that's giving you the money for this shit.
Councilman.
You get what I'm saying? And that's kind of like how it is with me with the politics shit. Like, you speak for the ghetto, but then when it's time to do some shit, like, you got a total disconnection from the hood. Like, the hood not present at that shit. They don't even know the shit happened.
Right.
Your community fundraisers or whatever you be doing, they don't.
I mean, they do a lot of shit in the community that the community is not
a part of.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, I've been out here 10 years, and I didn't see people come, go, sell out, come back because they lost the money that they got. Like, man, I ain't never seen so much fuckery in my motherfucking life. So it is what it is.
Yeah, he meant that shit. So now we really at the end of the show. But before we go, Tori, they want to know, how did you walk to Chicago?
It was motivated by the fact that I deal with the killing straight up. See, you ain't gonna walk to Chicago unless you got a certain energy or motivation.
Right.
So when I'm dealing with dead,
how many miles is that?
100. Well, they say it's 100. It's 98 to 100.
Okay.
Depending on where you going.
What part you walk to?
One time I walked from City Hall to City Hall. Then I walked from Bronzeville, Milwaukee, which is north side, on the north side of 5th Street. That's where I was born and raised, to Bronzeville, Chicago, which is on 47th and Champlain.
Motherfucker.
So, and then one time I walked from,
How many times you walked to Chicago?
5 times. I did it 5 times in a row.
Dog, you gotta have jump. You got, dog, can you jump?
No, I cannot.
Man, you lie. You shitting me. Have you tried?
Hell no.
You need to go try. I know your calf muscles gotta be this fucking big.
All right, so check this out. This is the secret though. If it's severe, if it's a severe issue going on, you need severe measures. I do not want to walk to Chicago, but I do it because of the severeness. So, and you talking about it, so it worked, right?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. No, honestly, it was viral. It was viral. Okay. It was no, because it did work. It did work because it gathered people's attention. We was tuned the fuck in, like, he ain't gonna make it.
Somebody said I was gonna.
He ain't gonna make it.
I got there
I was like, man, that nigga got a ride. Bullshit ain't nothing. Somebody picked him up.
Uber.
No.
But I heard people was pulling up, buying you shoes.
They was.
That's what's up.
Man, they bought me shoes, Gatorade, everything. Like I said, it's no need to.
How long did it take?
5 days.
5 days to walk to Chicago?
Yeah, I do like 20 miles a day.
It took you 5 days to walk to Chicago? Damn.
Yep. And like I said, it's planned out over time. And that's why my Chicago family, I would never be able to know my Chicago family right now, the people that's on the front lines of Chicago, if that was not the case. Like, I put that energy in the universe to create a bridge.
Dawg said he should have his own Nikes.
I thought about that.
He said,
Tori got solar power shoes that do the walking for you.
I'm overweight, Tori. I walk up the stairs and damn near pass.
Yeah, because I'm looking like, Tori, you done walked to Chicago 5 times, man. You weigh more than me.
But see, I ain't doing it for no exercise.
But you should be small. No, you walk to Chicago 5 times.
Like them little 10 pounds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
10 pounds I lose, I maxed the hell out of some food when I get back. It wasn't about that.
Tori need to start a peace marathon.
Tori walked to freedom. That's what Vaughn said.
So did you sleep?
Yep, I went to sleep at night.
Yeah, he go to sleep at night. I knew that part.
Okay, so you walk 20 miles and you rest.
Yep, you don't look. You start and you walk. When you get your 20 in, it's over.
Okay, then you find a motel.
You get the room, go to sleep, come back where you started, keep walking.
So you go back to the original.
Yeah, where you stopped.
So how did somebody driving with you?
No, I got nurses that come check on me because your feet. Plus, I ain't no athlete like I used to. I played college football in college, but I'm far removed from that. So I got to make sure my health is good, because if I get to a point where I'm walking and my health is in jeopardy, I'm stopping.
Right, I feel you. Okay, I understand that. So about them feet.
Man, the first time I did it, I bought the wrong shoes.
What kind of shoes you had?
Man, I had some Skechers with the cushion. No, they said these shoes.
The memory foam?
Sweet. I paid $70 for some Skechers that felt like I was walking on a cloud. I'm thinking it's finna work. Man, I got halfway, man, them shoes tore off my feet, everything. My feet was swollen.
She said so. He like our Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's okay. It's okay because
shit.
it's okay
Hey, the crazy
because Forrest
thing
Gump
is,
was dope.
And that was like a milestone
and it was
for
a
him
point.
doing all that walking.
Yeah,
that was a
point. Forrest Gump had
Right.
a point too.
Hey, check this out.
dog
Check
said, man, I walk. Man, what the
Hey, check
fuck?
this out.
I forgot.
And the most fucked up part about the whole thing was when I left, it wasn't nobody. When
Walking like
when
I talking.
left, and when I got to the end where in front of the building, it wasn't nobody there when I got there. Nobody
Damn.
gave a fuck about none of that.
What you say when you got there? Wasn't nobody there?
Nobody wasn't even waiting on me to like nothing. I'm thinking like, okay, this been.
Oh, they gonna. It's gonna be motherfuckers waiting. Like this nigga walk,
I thought it was gonna be like that.
and then you got there. Ain't no
Man, I got
motherfucker
in
there.
crickets like a motherfucker. The place was closed and shit. City Hall was closed. It closed at 5. I got there at 8.
Man,
That's it,
that's
man.
funny as hell.
So I got home. Everybody was talking about it though. You feel me? But I was disappointed because when I got to Chicago that first time, it wasn't nothing. It wasn't nobody seeing that, man. I was like, man, why I even do
Well, the
it?
last time was a better success.
Man, every time I do it, it's better because I got better shoes.
Last time it was a
We
better
solved
success.
we solved a homicide in Chicago on the east side. Shout out to Tanya Benny who's going through a stroke. Appreciate you, Queen. Thank you for allowing me to help you and your family. And now we moving. We done found a missing girl in Chicago.
That's what's up.
My Chicago family. Shout out to Martin G, Vera Giles, Notoriel. You know.
They came from here.
Yeah, that we wouldn't have found a girl and they helped. If I hadn't have walked to Chicago, they wouldn't have knew. Everything kind of parlayed into it.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's a blessing. That was
That was
for
part
you
of
to
the
do
human
that.
trafficking thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Damn, that's
That wouldn't have never happened if I hadn't have walked to Chicago.
right. Man, well, we want to thank y'all for tuning in to Smoking Gossip 67. I go by the name of
68.
68. I forgot. Sorry, it's still written on the board to 67. Episode 68. I go by the name of Spore Rotten. Today's guest was the intelligent and good walking ass.
Tory Lowe.
Yes, sir. And at the end of the table, my nigga and my partner in crime, he go by the name of Harvey Scales.
Yes, sir.
A.K.A.
dropped the
J.R.
record.
Scales and a bunch of other shit. If y'all
dropped the
ain't
record,
checking
right?
out, go to his page and
just
check
dropped the
out that
record.
single that he just dropped today. It's dope. It's him with the Orange Juice Jones trench on, him and Pops. So y'all make sure y'all go check that out. Scales, take us out of here.
Y'all know how we do every episode about this same time. If you want to catch up on any past episodes of
better
Smoking
shoes.
Gossip, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. We need to get them subscriptions up so we can get this cash. You know what I'm saying? So we can affect change in the community. You know what I'm saying? Also, hold on, I'm gonna get to him. Also, make sure you subscribe. Like I said to the YouTube, follow us on IG, follow us on Twitter, join the Facebook group, like the Facebook business page. Hit us up if you want to promote your businesses, get your video on here. Anything you got going on, promote your event with Smoking Gossip, get with us. Also, before we get out of here, Tori, let them know your social media handles and how they can get in contact.
Tory Lowe on Facebook, torylowe.com now. And also Justice Wisconsin. I just started my own human and civil rights organization.
Congratulations.
So
That's what's up.
that was huge.
Yeah, we got to show some
Justice
love to that.
Wisconsin, we on the ass.
Yes, sir.
100.
Have Tori again on the next show. We need Tori again because I got more questions. Yeah, Tamika, the person, the new guest the new host of Smoking Gossip will be here on Friday. So make sure you tune in. We got a surprise.
We got a surprise for you.
It'll be some promo going up.
They
in the
got the
next few
prize for
days
you.
but be on the lookout
Tune
for that.
in. Yeah, with that being said, love, peace, and hair grease.
We out.